What's up, everybody? Welcome to Disney Movie News. This week we are discussing Lion King casting, Aladdin casting, and D23. Bam, bam, bam. Hold on to your butts.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Disney Movie News.
Pew, pew, pew. I knew it. I knew you were going to do it. I knew it. That's why.
Wow. It's like they're a couple or
I'm plugged in.
Oh
I'm plugged in. I got Sarah downloaded.
Wild.
But you guys live together?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, guys. Welcome to Disney Movie News. I'm Sarah Sterling _ Be sure to follow Popcorn Talk on YouTube, Popcorn Talk Network, and on Twitter at The Popcorn Talk.
Yes.
And yeah, like I said, I'm Sarah Sterling _ on Twitter, Sarah G Sterling on Instagram. Making it complicated. Who are you? Haven't seen you in a while.
I haven't been here in like 4 weeks.
I remember the legends of who you were.
I was available last week, but then there was no news. Anyway,
That's right.
Hi guys, just in case you forgot, I'm Keetin Marchi, your friendly neighborhood Keetin.
Oh, we're on that Spider-Man grind, huh? I guess we can sort of talk about
We
that.
could
I
probably talk
saw
about
it
it.
opening
Did you watch it?
night.
Yeah,
We've
Okay,
all
good.
seen it.
Okay, good.
But there's a Marvel movie news, so I didn't really put it in our lineup.
No, but we'll
Oh, we
we'll give
can
our thoughts on it.
discuss.
There's
End
like
of the
a
show.
lot of news.
End of the
We'll
show.
see. Yeah.
End of the show. You did you. Hi, I'm Leo. Hi. You can follow me at Mr. Leo Zombie everywhere. And I have Sarah. I was right in my prediction that Sarah was going to do an air horn, just like I was right about my prediction about the Lion King being the next live-action / CGI movie. I just want to make sure, because I don't want it to be forgotten. I want it to make sure that it lives on.
It's not forgotten.
No.
Move on.
Because that was the rightest right anyone's ever been right. You know. Anyways.
Hey guys, I'm your Marvel pro, Renee Ariel. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel. Oh wait, what did you guys say? Oh, did I see Spider-Man opening night? Yes, I did at midnight. I stayed up until 2:30 in the morning.
So proud of you. I can't even
Why?
tell you.
You don't even have to see stuff at midnight.
Because maybe it was sold out. Maybe that's when her friends were
Yeah.
available.
We
It
went
doesn't
at
matter.
7 p.m. on Thursday.
Yeah, but
Grandpa!
we're like an old couple, like old married couple. It doesn't even.
I saw it on Friday, so it was still opening
Wow.
day.
So did
Fake
she.
fan.
No, but like
No.
honestly, yeah. Well,
Thursday night.
yeah,
Oh, I
at
guess
what time?
technically.
See,
Do you know what I still haven't seen? Cars 3.
Oh my
What?
god. Fake
It's
fan.
good though.
I haven't either.
Oh my god.
Renee,
I was
remember that
too
movie Dave
All
we were
right,
supposed to
give
go
me
on?
that pride back. You don't get
I didn't think anyone else was
So
going.
bad.
No, that's really
Okay.
cool. Sarah,
What?
you're in the driver's seat today.
Yes.
Because the news is all
I just
very
love the
serendipitous.
News. What's in the
Well,
news?
well, there's a lot of news that we've that we've compiled over the last 2 weeks, but also this weekend is D23, and Sarah's got to implement her Disney knowledge or her D knowledge within all of these newsy facts.
And then it's Comic-Con. So you guys, in
After that.
2 weeks from today,
Yeah.
like the news is just going to be explosive.
See,
Well-
for me, D23 is Christmas, and Comic-Con is like Boxing Day, whatever the heck, the day after Christmas.
That's the day you
Boxing
get
Day?
No, what is it called? I'm Jewish. What is it called? The day after Christmas. The Christmas
Day
Day.
after-
What's that?
What?
think
I don't know. I'm
there's a
Hispanic.
Christian
We
day
have
called
the
Boxing
Three
Day.
Kings.
What's
Well-
Boxing Day?
Boxing Day? I don't
Boxer
know.
Day?
Boxing Day is a big party day
Reboxing?
that they don't usually celebrate in America. They mainly celebrate it in like Australia and like the UK and I think in Canada. But it's the day after Christmas.
Right.
I'm so sorry.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
I'm a noob. Anyways, sorry, my computer.
No, it's fine.
was
It's
on.
fine.
Anyways, it's a day to just like get drunk.
Oh,
Basically, it's a party day.
I'm just saying,
What
like,
is?
Boxing
I'm
Day.
just
you're
saying.
just not into
I've
it like
never-
you
I,
are.
my
Look.
analogy was D23's my.
I get it.
But can I
My
tell you-
birthday.
It's your religion. It's,
D23 is my birthday.
It's who you
Comic-Con is
are.
the day after my birthday.
Sarah-
And guys, D23 is literally my birthday,
Yeah.
July 15th.
oh, that's true.
Tweet me. It's also Leo's mom's birthday.
It's my mom's
Fun
birthday.
fact.
They share a birthday.
Make sure to wish both of us.
It sounds so
happy
corny. It's
birthday.
like, that's my mom's birthday. It's like, oh yeah.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
weird pickup
I,
line.
that's what I'm saying. It's like,
Oh,
mom's
that's your
birthday.
birthday, girl? It's my mom's birthday.
cool, date me.
This just
Anyway.
got weird.
No, I'm saying, like, what do people expect with that pickup line ever
Yeah,
when
no,
they say you have my mom's
exactly.
name? I've
I
never
wasn't paying
understood that.
attention.
Marriage.
Sarah, check out.
I was like reading the comments because everyone's complimenting my makeup. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
right.
the lipstick.
She did.
Yeah.
She did a live stream.
I
Before
did a
the
live
show.
stream of my makeup, and I'm very into it. Yeah, so there's a lot
I
of
don't have
Yeah.
there's a lot
Here's-
of like D20. What?
I was just gonna say,
Are you
here's
hosting
something.
or am I hosting?
You're hosting, but I wanted to say, I just want to add one more thought that's actually pertinent to what we're talking about before we move on, is one interesting thing about D23 being followed immediately by Comic-Con, literally just days apart, is the fact that, Disney owns Marvel now. So how much Marvel will we see at D23? Not at all. Star Wars will be more of a D23 presence than it is a Comic-Con presence, which traditionally.
And can I tell you, I'm doing press at Comic-Con for AfterBuzz this year, and I'm going for all 4 days, and even just seeing the kind of interviews and the press stuff that's lined up.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of scarce when it comes to like my fandom. So I'm kind of thinking, oh, maybe I just
What's your
gotta,
fandom?
like all the things I love.
Which is
Marvel,
Twilight.
Star Wars, Disney. I do not like Twilight.
I'm just kidding.
Yes, I read all the books and saw all the
I was
movies.
actually right.
But I'm not a huge fan. But Harry Potter, but that's done now. Although
Sure.
they did do Fantastic Beasts.
You read all the books and you're not a huge fan. What kept you going?
What kept me going? I was
That's a fair
I was
point.
in a sorority
Okay, that's also a
that
fair
everybody
point.
was like reading them and like threatening to ruin it, and it just
Okay.
became like a thing. I don't ruin it
I get
for
it.
me. I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah, obviously it's going to be a very packed couple of weeks, and it's interesting that it's split across two different cons. But anyways, that's
And
all I
it's
wanted
annoying.
to
Do
say.
you think D23 did that on purpose?
Oh, well,
they're
yeah.
like, screw you, Comic-Con.
No,
We're
here's
gonna do
the
it the weekend before.
No, this is a really common thing that happens now. Now that like cons are
Because
such a
Star Wars
phenomenon.
Celebration did it too.
Yeah, but Star Wars Celebration is less newsy. Like they try to fit news in there, but whatever they can. Like we're gonna get the next trailer for the next Star Wars movie at D23. Like the big stuff is D23 because it's every other year. But this is something that you see happen a lot. Nintendo really did this a lot with E3. So when there's a big con like this where everybody's anticipating, there's a lot of chatter, there's gonna be huge news headlines being premiered at those conventions. The problem with that sort of atmosphere is that all of it gets drowned out by each other. And if you're the hot topic of the day, then everything else is sort of secondary and no one really notices to the degree that you could if you announced it outside of the con in anticipation of, because what happens is you get a news drought. So nobody's talking about Marvel right now. There's no Marvel news. So if Disney announces something Marvel at D23, it beats out Comic-Con and it becomes the thing everyone searches for answers for at Comic-Con. So anyways, that's just like a weird sort of like insider theory that I've
theory.
developed. Yeah, pretty neat, right? Well, because Nintendo did it at E3 because they couldn't compete with Microsoft, and so I learned.
This first piece of news is like dumb considering we also found out we're getting a Last Jedi footage at D23, but we're
Yeah, but
also
still.
getting a Wrinkle in Time trailer, guys.
No, that's
And we got pictures.
look,
Did you
it's
see all
all
the
cool.
photos?
I know.
It's all
I
cool.
didn't have all the pictures, but what's crazy is I didn't know Chris Pine was in this, and I'm suddenly interested.
Oh my God.
Chris Pine, like
Okay.
every movie he's in, I'm like, damn, Chris Pine.
He gets handsomer every time.
Yes, every
Yeah.
single movie, I'm like, whoo, Chris Pine. Yes,
Yeah.
Chris Pine.
Also, that reaction is like the reason these actors get cast, right? Because now she's gonna see it, and it's so funny because we see it in social media.
Well, I didn't really
all the
care about
time.
him until Wonder Woman. I mean, I cared about him in Princess Diaries
Star
too.
Trek.
No, don't care.
Really?
Princess
Don't
Diaries
care.
2 is a classic.
What about that movie where he
Duh.
worked on a train with Denzel Washington?
Yeah, no.
I don't even know the name.
But after I saw Wonder Woman, I was like, oh, he was my least favorite Chris, but he might not be my least favorite Chris
What
anymore.
about Woods? The Woods.
Oh, no, I
movie,
don't
the
care about that. I
movie?
hate
Into the
He
Woods.
literally danced in a waterfall.
Agony
in
is
leather
great, but I
pants. It was the best-
hated
But that was
Into
the
the Woods.
only. That was
Yeah,
the best
it
scene
was.
in the entire movie was Chris Pine singing Agony.
Yeah. So get
Allison
excited
saying
for
he ages like wine.
Fine.
Sarah
fine.
was just having
I'm
this
so
conversation
mad.
with me.
God. Anyway, I really want to get into the wench discussion.
Yeah,
guys.
let's go. Let's jump into the news.
Renee looks
We're
so
warmed up.
Renee's
You
like,
have an eyelash.
You know the wench discussion?
Oh,
Let's just put it this way. Here's the teaser.
it's over.
I was featured on the Today Show because of a tweet regarding this subject.
Okay, you guys.
no.
Let's say
yeah.
Let's see. Like,
Yeah.
last week.
We're
What
getting
happened,
there.
Leo?
Last week, Disney announced that they will be adjusting the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland. There's other announcements about Paris's Pirates and Walt Disney World's Pirates, but definitely at Disneyland, the auction scene in which they are auctioning off women as brides.
Show them your larboard
Can I just tell you this? I
You know.
never noticed that. And
Right.
then the last time I went to Disneyland a couple weeks ago with my sister, I was like, wow, that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
But okay, Disney.
So,
Well, I mean, even
let me just get out what's happening. You guys haven't let me
well,
even
because
say.
I was gonna. Okay, go ahead.
They're changing the auction scene to not be an auction for women, but to be an auction for stolen goods. But the infamous redhead animatronic will still be in there as the auctioneer instead of a woman being auctioned off.
And she's a pirate now.
Yes.
She's
What
a-
were you
she's
going
a
to say,
boss.
Leo?
I was going to say that obviously following Sarah's statement, a lot of people are upset about this. There's a lot of chatter on the internet. There's a lot of battles. There's a lot of debating going on back and forth here and there. And you know, one argument I hear is like, oh, we should, like, kids don't even know that. It's like, first of all, that's not even a valid defense. But I wanted to say that as a kid, I remember seeing this, just like you just saw it. You just realized what was happening. I remember being a kid and seeing it, going like, dude, they're literally selling this woman to pirates. Like, that's what's, and I remember seeing that as a kid and going like, I get it. I always thought it was weird though. But I'm just like, all right, it's Disney. I mean, they're going to sell her and then she's going to sell cookies. Like, who knows?
What tweet did it got?
So I tweeted,
yeah.
so obviously people are like, this is Disney history, they shouldn't be taking it out, it's too PC. And some people are like, and this is the boat I am on, and I tweeted that if you're upset about Disney removing human trafficking from Pirates of the Caribbean, then your priorities are in the wrong place. I didn't say you couldn't disagree. I didn't say you're wrong. I said, if this is what's concerning you
Hermione
for this
Granger.
purpose, then, you know, readjust your, you know, paradigm shift time.
Oh, sorry. No, that's more Ron Weasley. She
So-
needs to sort out her priorities.
You do. I mean, like, if that's upsetting you, first of all, it didn't happen because of a petition. It didn't happen because of an uproar. It didn't happen because people were complaining.
Right.
Disney just said, you know what, this is not in good taste. Let's take it out.
Yeah.
So then I made another tweet that said, you know, it's okay to, yes, it's historic. Yes, it's nostalgic. But there's no reason why we can't move past things that are no longer in good taste without having a memory of what it once was. So the Today Show took my tweet, put it up on the thing, and like read it as sort of like the thought piece of the in favor movement of
Alright,
Disney.
Renee, as someone who like
It was crazy.
is probably the least familiar with this ride,
What are
do
you talking
think?
about?
Wait, we need a mic tap?
Excuse me. I heard there was an auction scene within a ride. Funny story. I went on that ride, I think, several years ago at Disney World. The
Right.
other one went there.
Do
Yeah.
they have it there too?
Yeah.
I don't care. Like,
Right.
here's the thing. Like, let Disney do what they want. Yeah, it is kind of inappropriate, and I mean, I get that was maybe part of the story, but like, at the end of the day, who cares? People need to stop
Right.
with this.
Who cares,
like,
right.
oh my gosh, but it's part of it's women being sold off as brides. Like,
It
that's
literally
the
is
part
human
that
trafficking.
who's like, oh my gosh, but that part of my childhood, like seeing those women get sold off to pirates for marriage. Like, I don't want that to be gone. Who's saying that? And if so, we need to talk.
What is your problem?
Yeah, that's so. And so the number one defense people are saying, it was like, well, pirates did that. That's historic. I'm like, well, perhaps they did. First of all, is this the place to showcase it? The ride is not claiming to be an educational ride,
Yes.
nor is it historically accurate. Because as our good friend Chelsea once said, I don't remember mystical squid men being part of pirates' history.
Right.
Also, pirates also raped and pillaged. Do we want to see that?
Yeah, put it in the
stuff?
ride because they did it.
No.
No, they absolutely did
Yeah,
it.
people are just going. It's just like first of all, my opinion on this is so separate from my opinion on like the news of it. Like, okay, I as a kid was not bothered by this scene, didn't know what it meant, don't care. Like, don't care that it's going. Like, I don't care about any of it. Like, I just, whatever. But the reactions to it are the most insane thing I've ever seen.
It's
because,
insane.
yeah, it's a historically accurate argument, and this ride was never supposed to be historically accurate, and also never was. They're wearing, like, clothing
Right.
from a million different time periods.
Also, literally from the beginning, a singing donkey.
Right. Like, whatever.
What?
Talking pirates. I mean, talking skulls.
Talking pirates?
Talking
They
pirates.
did talk.
Oh my
That is
God.
accurate.
No.
That
Johnny
is true.
Depp.
The
Crazy.
other argument
Oh,
is
yeah,
like
that's the one.
is you shouldn't touch anything that Walt made. It was like Walt.
Yep.
It was his last ride that he worked on, which is true. And they're like, you shouldn't touch a classic. And I'm like, y'all, they've already changed this ride to be
Multiple
more
times.
politically correct. Like they've already done that specifically. They've already changed the ride. Do we still want the Monsanto House of Chemistry in Tomorrowland? Like,
Yes.
do we still want the Indian Village in Frontierland
Yes,
where
I
Native
also-
Americans dance around and like
I also
crazy
I would
costume?
also like them to reinstate the tar baby on
Right.
Splash
Oh my
Mountain.
God. Yeah. So it's just like,
that's okay.
no, these arguments are so dumb. If you're going to be upset
but I'm
and you're
just
going to
saying.
miss like the nostalgic aspect of this ride, that's totally fine. Don't use these terrible arguments.
Yeah, they're not-
That
they don't
are
hold
so
water.
bad.
The problem with the internet is you can't argue back because you just
Oh,
get
no, no,
drowned
no.
out. So I just left Twitter because literally it was retweeted thousands of times, and I ended up in thousands upon thousands of different chain conversations that weren't even about me. By the way, just to give you guys context of what it's like to be sort of at the center of a bullseye on a controversy, I've been called a Nazi. I was called the guy who voted for the
Holocaust.
the Holocaust to happen. I've been called a snowflake, of
Doesn't
course.
make any sense.
I've been called a racist. I've been called Al Qaeda. I've been called you
So
name
weird.
it. Like every single thing you can possibly imagine. A radical terrorist supporter. Like
It doesn't make any sense.
it makes no sense.
It's a
It's
Disney.
Do you feel like a
crazy.
celebrity right now?
I felt like I
Justin
get it.
Bieber?
I was like, I get it.
You're
I
like,
get
I
why they snapped,
understand.
dude. Because it's like it's
paparazzi, back off, okay?
Dude,
He's
it's the
been through
worst.
it. It's fine. That's ridiculous. Honestly, I don't even know. Like, how long was it even part of? It's part of an amusement park ride, guys. Like,
this isn't very amusing. Please stop the argument.
I can't. Like, oh my gosh.
Anyways, so that's sort of the lay of the land right now.
I'm just
it's happening whether you
pissed.
like it or don't.
That's
Stupid people,
ridiculous.
stop being trolls on the internet
Yeah.
and get some. Focus on something more positive with your life. Come on.
Exactly. The next time
My
you want
kind.
to, the next time you want to tweet some hatred, you better don't.
You better don't.
Me and
Hashtag
Renee
you
will
better
come
don't.
after you.
Where you live.
Oh, no.
In other news, they are having reportedly a difficult time casting Aladdin in the live-action Aladdin.
Which, yeah.
People are taking this to mean many different things. A lot of people are like, why is it so hard? Like, you cast Middle Eastern people as terrorists all the time. There's plenty of people to play Aladdin. And
There's
other
plenty
people,
of Middle Eastern actors out there.
There's-
I can call my
like, the
cousins.
main tweets that I've seen are like, you don't have a problem finding people to play terrorists, but you have trouble finding someone to play Aladdin.
No.
And it's just like, they're probably just taking their time. 'cause they want
This
it
is
to
what
be good.
I want to argue this. I feel like these are two pivotal roles. Disney is coming off of the live action Cinderella and the live action Beauty and the Beast, which killed it and had huge stars leading the way. Guy Ritchie has already said he wants to cast no names, which I think is awesome.
I like that,
Also,
too.
there's not a ton of really like big
I
stars,
love
unfortunately, from that descent. So I'm happy they're gonna cast no names and kind of bring these kind of actors to the forefront and give another face for young
Give 'em
kids
a
to look
chance.
at that they don't get to see every day in the media.
Also, it's a good it's a good IP move, right? Like you bring young, fresh talent. They can make multiple movies. They can make appearances all over the place. They're not like old, washed-up actors that are just over it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not
Yeah.
going to go to all the things. Like this is a potential career opportunity for a kid, and they can create a whole future brand, a whole universe around this if they choose the right talent to be
And
a
not
part
only
of
do
it.
they have to sing and act really well, but the chemistry between Jasmine and Aladdin has to be undeniable.
This is an important
so
movie.
It's huge. Yeah,
They
it's
can't
a
just flop
huge
it.
casting thing.
It's
Yeah.
funny though. Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. People in the chat, I completely agree with them. Okay, whenever they say like new faces, they mean someone who's been in a lot of projects, has a lot of experience, but we don't know on like the Ryan Gosling level.
Exactly.
I would love to have Avin Jogia play Aladdin because I
Yeah.
think one, he's a good actor. I
I've
believe
never
from what
seen
I've
him act.
seen.
Is he?
He is a good
People
actor.
are pointing out that he's Indian and not Middle Eastern, though.
So he's Asian technically.
Yeah.
But he kind of looks.
Right.
He looks
But
like
they
a
did
Yeah,
say
but-
they
but-
did say they were only going to cast
I'm Middle Eastern
people.
and I'm not offended. by
Right,
it.
but
Yeah,
they said
yeah,
that
yeah,
like
yeah.
the casting notice went out and they were like, we are only letting
So,
Middle Eastern
which even
people.
though they did that,
they looked at
I
Dev
really love
Patel.
you guys. I really love you guys. But like so many people tweeted at me like, Leo, now's your chance. I'm like, I'm not Middle Eastern, number
Right.
one. And now that
Not
this
even
news,
close.
oh my God, now that this news went out again, because this happened today. I can't even tell you guys what my DMs look like right now.
Oh my God.
Everyone's sending me links like, dude, you should audition. I'm like, I'm not Middle Eastern. Like, I'd be cool if they like cast me as a Middle Eastern person, but I'd have to be like the flamethrower guy. Like, I can't be a main character in this movie.
Flamethrower guy.
And it's important that I'm not, and people like me are not. I'm not saying specifically Leo Camacho, but like don't cat like the Indian thing. I get why they're not doing it because it's important to have a positive portrayal of a Middle Eastern person and not played by an Indian person because we couldn't actually get a positive Middle Eastern role model. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just trying to think of even a Middle Eastern male actor who looks like Aladdin,
Aladdin?
who I know, and I honestly don't know one.
know any.
Because it's fun to play that game of who could play him. I literally can't think of one Middle Eastern.
But I feel like that's
man.
why this is a really cool opportunity because
So-
it's putting a new name into the spotlight
True.
to represent.
I did hear about the potential Jasmine casting as the girl who played, I can't remember her name, but the girl who played the Pink Ranger in Power Rangers, which I just watched.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Dope,
and I
right?
thought she was great. I mean, the part when they just cut and give you the intro of the movie, of the TV
Yeah.
series in the middle of the movie, you're just like, yeah.
By the way, fun fact, that song is the original song from the original movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go,
Anyways, go ahead.
Power. Anyways, I thought she was great, but she is half Indian. She's not of Middle Eastern descent either. But at the same time, I don't know, because I was like, oh my God, she's a great idea, and her name's being thrown around, but Yeah, it's like
You know what's funny
They don't want to
is-
cast her because she's not what
Eastern.
Yeah, exactly Middle Eastern.
People are mad that they can't find. It's like they're almost like skirting around the issue about the Middle Eastern thing being a priority. They're like, oh, that's of course they can't because they're all terrorists, blah blah. And then they sweep that away, and then the real headline is Will Smith is the genie. I'm like, guys, that's not the main news here. Like that's fine. Let Will Smith be the genie. They can't cast a blue person. That's not a big deal. The big deal is the Middle Eastern part. It's so weird to me that doesn't take priority and that Will Smith being the genie does. Like that will sometimes overshadow the importance of representation.
I guess just because of him being Will Smith.
I get it. It's a very touch and go subject with Robin Williams. I get all of that.
Yeah.
But it's important, like representation, man.
Yeah.
Like stop being pushed aside. Anyway,
I
sorry,
like how
I'm
you
like
care
very
about this.
passionate about it.
I know.
I'm like super passionate about it. I am trying to fight the good fight. Yeah.
Well, in happier news,
Dev Patel.
Wait.
I don't know if I'd like him as Aladdin. Plus, he's Indian.
he's Indian. In happier news, in happier casting news, John Oliver has been cast as the voice of Zazu.
Dope.
Perfect.
He is Zazu.
He like literally.
He's the human Zazu.
Like when I found out, I was like, oh. I already like for some reason in my head I already thought he was Zazu.
It's so funny.
It, was
Yeah.
like, it didn't even click in my head
Right.
that was news because
Like-
I was like, it makes so.
It's like
much
John
sense.
Oliver has been cast as Zazu. Correct.
The headline that I saw was John Oliver cast in Lion King remake, and before I clicked it, I was like, it better be Zazu. Like, and I had to click it just to make sure that it was like the right. Because like, what if I had opened it? It was like cast as Pumbaa, and like what? But I was just like, it's got to
Can
be
you imagine
Zazu.
John Oliver as Pumbaa?
Yeah, so good.
already
It's
been
perfect.
cast.
Like, there's nothing even to say. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
it's just so. I mean, literally his job in real life is like a Zazu style
Yeah.
job. He's a major domo. He's a mediator. It's perfect. By the way, I just want to touch on. Sorry, I want to go back one more thing. Oh
my God.
Someone is saying, some of the Arabian Nights poured into India lore. That's great, but you shouldn't have to explain why you're doing something. It should just be evident. And I don't, like if you cast an Indian actor, no one's going to defend it with, well, if you actually read the original text, like it has to be very present. It has to be very clear. It shouldn't be a struggle to end up in this position.
It's very clearly like
Just wanna say.
not an Indian story.
Very clearly.
Right. Anyway.
And it sucks that we could, like, as a culture, smash them all together because it's
Right.
not the same. Sorry, that's the last I'll say.
It's totally
a
fine.
big deal to me. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, and it's like why people
Totally
got
fair.
pissed off about Moana.
Yeah, which
Right.
I
Oh my god,
understand.
I was going wild when they were like posting vocal auditions for Moana and all these like white girls. So did you do this?
Oh, no.
No, it wasn't you. I was just making sure it wasn't you. Like all these white girls on Facebook were like, I want to audition to be Moana, and I was like, no,
No.
don't do it. Like, don't do it. You don't get to do it. This is not for you. Anyway.
I felt bad enough when I just got cast to like cosplay a Latina
that's
girl.
totally-
Like, I was
Did you
like, oh.
really?
Yeah, the whole Xbox thing to play Cat Diaz.
Oh, that's
from,
right. Yeah,
I
yeah,
felt
yeah.
terrible, but
Yeah.
it was just because my measurements were exactly.
I get it.
perfect.
But then also that's not like going to change the way that Hollywood perceives
nobody
culture.
knows.
Like that's cool. Like whatever. You know what I mean? But something like this is an opportunity moment, right? This is a major marquee moment. And so like you have to take advantage of these. What you did is really cool. Don't get me wrong, but like cosplay, like there are times when it's appropriate and there are times when it's not. And
Well,
what you
and,
did
like,
isn't really that big of a deal.
I almost didn't go in for that Scarlett Johansson double for the one movie that she
Ghost
was
in a
in,
Shell?
Ghost in a Shell, because I was like,
Dude.
I'm not okay with the fact
Right.
that she's even in this movie.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, I appreciate that was a concern for you though, honestly.
Absolutely. Anyways,
Anyway, the John Oliver news is great.
wonderful.
Happy
Joy, joy.
happy joy.
That's cool
Leo,
news.
did you hear this news?
Which one?
The new working title
Oh,
for
yeah.
Han Solo
Let me guess.
is Solo.
That was my guess.
What was the old
Red
Red
Cup.
Cup.
Solo
Oh
cups.
yeah, okay.
Good. Stop screwing around. I
Oh, he
guess.
is sexy looking in that.
That's
pic.
not a real picture.
That's a painting, right?
Yeah,
He's
that's
still
not-
good
that's
looking.
not official.
I dig
And
that
they're also
painting.
like so there was some rumors flying around where they were rethinking him as well.
I know. I heard he wasn't
What?
doing great.
He wasn't doing great. They had like okay. First of all, I should state before I even make the statement that this is not an uncommon thing to happen. But they had to bring in a particularly talented acting coach to help him out. He's still a fairly fresh actor.
Can you imagine the pressure?
I
like
can't
I don't.
even imagine.
I'm unsurprised. It's just like
So apparently he wasn't giving the performance that the producers wanted. And a lot of people are considering that other dude, I can't remember his name, but he played the young First of all, he got known for doing Harrison Ford impressions on YouTube. Then they cast him in Age of Adeline. Brandon, I believe his name is.
Age of Adelaide.
Adelaide, whatever,
Whatever
his
it
name
is, I don't know.
But anyway, so they're like now everyone's starting to try to bring this petition back to get him replaced. I don't think they will.
It's not happening.
That
But-
would suck if you just
Yeah.
book this huge
Yeah.
role you're so excited about, and like,
This
you
is
know,
the other thing, though,
not
you
that
guys.
good.
What if he blows it?
A lot of people said it was the directors, and that
Yes.
was one of the reasons the directors were kind of let go, was
Right.
because they, like, not just him, but a lot of the actors, there's rumors that they all had issues working with those directors because what the directors were asking these actors to do wasn't making sense with the choices that the actors wanted to make to honor kind of their art and their performance as these characters that are already well known. And so that was one of the huge artistic differences, and that's why they said, bye-bye, we're going to give you Ron Howard, because he's super nice.
He's super nice. The problem with Ron Howard, although like he has a legacy with Lucas because of American Graffiti and other work, and he has great titles under his belt like Apollo 13 and so on and so forth. He also has a lot of misses. Like he's a coin flip director. So either he produces something amazing and stunning and changes cinema, or I'm sorry, what else did he work on? Like it's one of those type of situations right now, and that's why they're being so careful. And I get it. Star Wars is a property you don't play with, and I understand the philosophy that. Yes, the filmmakers have their own vision and they have their own creative take on things, and you have to let them run with that. But you're Disney, number one. You are the richest company in the universe, next to Google, and you just bought the most expensive, the most successful franchise ever, period, in Star Wars, and you want it done right. And you are on a roll. You have 2 successful Star Wars under your belt. You don't want to screw that up. You want
And-
to keep that money flowing.
And this is the first kind of like remake of an individual character,
Right.
like giving
And it's
them
the
their own.
character.
It is the character that everybody like.
It's a lot of pressure.
And Harrison Ford is still alive, so don't like it's like there's too much. There's too
There's
much
a lot
on this.
going on in
There's
this,
too
yeah.
much.
So, anyways, that's the situation there.
Just to be clear, the title of the movie isn't Solo.
No, it's a
The new
working
working title
title.
that they're using is Solo.
So it's the title that's on all of the paperwork everywhere.
Everyone in the chat is like, "Oh, what a cool title!" I'm like, "That's not like the title."
What would you
of the
call
movie.
this movie?
It's the original title
Han.
of Red Solo Cup.
Han.
I shot first.
I shot first.
Han.
The untold story.
Han.
Remember how they call him Han?
Yeah, some people call him
So
Han.
weird.
Han Solo.
Chewie's bro.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The bromance starts.
I don't know what I'd
the
call it.
bromance.
Yeah, it's
begins.
called What About Chewie? That's gonna be the
Scruffy,
name
The
of it.
movie I'll
Solo
never
movie.
see.
Scruffy Nerfurter. Yeah.
So-
In the chat, let us know what you would call this movie if you could come
I
up with a
bet you
title.
they end up doing it like calling it Solo. Like it's. they're
No,
not
because like
gonna-
you got to think like it's always like Star Wars: A New Hope, Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars.
Well, no, but this
The Last
one would be
Jedi.
Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
Right.
It would
so
be blank
Han
blank,
Solo, a Star Wars
story.
I
like
think
something.
that's what I would go for.
Han Solo.
Or-
Solo.
Would you call it Solo, a Star Wars story?
Solo. Han Solo.
What about Millennium Falcon? A Star Wars story.
It's the story of my ship.
Anyway.
I don't know. I don't know what to call it. It's interesting.
Indiana Jones. I wish-
Smuggler, a smuggler's. I don't know.
A Smuggler's Tale.
No, because then it'd be a smuggler's tale, a Star Wars
Street
story.
Rat.
Probably just Han Solo. That's what I would do, because then you could do Boba Fett, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
Kenobi.
Kenobi, Fett, Kenobi, Solo, Skywalker, D2,
Someone says Hansi and Tubes.
Hansi and Tubes. That's my, you
Yes,
win. Zeke is the winner. Hansi and Tubes.
Tubes.
Oh my god.
I love that.
dear.
I'm gonna call it that forever. Hansies and Tubes. What's next, Sarah?
Disneyland rumors.
Disney.
There's
man.
so many. So we're heading into D23, which means that every single unofficial fan site is throwing their theories out there for what's going to be announced, just so that after D23 they can be like, "We called it. We're very reputable." So that's what happens. A lot of these rumors are things that have been talked about for months. So I'm sitting here like, yeah,
No.
where the heck have you been?
But I'm reputable.
Right. So there's a lot of
You're a
Right.
shill. You're a shill, Sarah.
I'm a shill.
Stop selling out.
Here are the things that we're gonna go over, and then after D23 we can be like, well, that happened or it didn't happen. You ready?
Ready?
First,
What just happened?
all this picture isn't relevant to
Aye,
what I'm
Captain.
talking to.
I can't hear
I'm talking about I don't know if there is one for what I'm about to start with.
Oh no.
Bugs Land. Part of it or all of it will be demolished.
Good.
What?
To
Yes.
About time.
way make way for Marvel Land.
Hey, Bugs Life, it's time you knew. Marvel is
Life
better
is a
than
great
you.
movie.
They know what Bugs Land is. You don't need to pull a picture. Bugs Land, of course, if you think about the proximity or the location of Guardians Breakout, the new, it's a Marvel-themed ride, replaced Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
It is on the border of Hollywood Land and Bugs Land. And so if they were to expand a Marvel area, Bugs Land would be a good place to put it.
Yep.
Because who the heck cares about Bugs
Nobody.
Land?
I don't, because
Nobody.
it's basically the same thing as Cars Land, just worse.
Here's what Bugs Land is. It's the bathroom with no line when I'm trying to get
True.
to Hollywood Land.
It's true.
That's what it is to me.
It's very funny. Disney Twitter is so funny. So funny because
So.
every time like something gets announced that like something's gonna close, like fans come out and are mad. And when this was like rumored, all these accounts were like, if anyone comes out and is like standing for Bugs Land, like get out of here. And so this account that I follow started a Google Doc where you could type in your Twitter username and check all of the rides that you would be upset if they like demolished or altered, so that later when stuff gets announced, they can reference it to make sure you're allowed to be mad.
Oh my God.
It's like, did you check it off on your stan list?
Why
That's
do you
amazing.
care?
I did it. I totally did it.
I mean,
People like-
but like, why do
People like being mad for the sake
Nah.
of being mad. That's all it is. I know this is a joke, but I love this. Disney Film Facts said Matterhorn bobsleds is actually being rethemed into Cool Runnings.
Oh my God.
And I know that's a joke,
It's-
but
that's a
yeah,
joke.
That would be the
I'm down
things.
for a holiday special, like a winner.
Matterhorn winter running.
Yeah, and you get a lucky egg at the end.
Oh my God, I
yeah,
love
so part of or all of Bugs Land will likely be demolished.
Yeah.
The only reason this might be a bad thing is because it's like the majority of rides that are good for kids, but the rumors for a Marvel-themed land would be that there would be at least a family dark ride. So it's like not the worst thing ever.
I'm sorry. You have Monsters Inc. ride. You have
Yeah.
basically all of Cars Land. I want some cool rides. I'm tired of
Marvel's gonna be a cool land.
I know. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for Star Wars Land.
Think about the promise of one like the beginning of the day I'll hang out in Star Wars, and at the end of the day I'll hang out at Marvel. Like that's so cool to me.
Oh, I know.
That's so cool
great.
to me.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my God. So that's
When are we gonna
one.
go to Disneyland and like really?
I know.
Yeah, so I guess-
turn
I
you into
guess-
one of us.
I guess you could say they're squashing Bugs Land.
The other
And
rumor.
people are bugging out because of it.
This rumor's terrible, honestly. I hope it's not true.
What?
Do we all know about Max Pass?
What?
No.
Max Pass is a thing that
Max.
Disney is implementing where you will be able to pay like a base price to book your fast passes digitally and not use paper fast passes, but it costs per person per day. And there are rumors that all of the fast passes for the Star Wars Land rides will only be available for people who are paying for Max Pass.
No. Inappropriate.
Rumor.
Inappropriate, Disney.
Rumor.
This makes me mad because when I was in line for the frickin' Matterhorn, I went into the single rider line because I didn't have time to wait in the longer rider line. And then the people who got in the regular ride line at the same time I got in the single rider line ended up getting on the ride before me. And I said, hey, that's not cool. And
Single
they said,
rider-
these people have priority over you. And I'm like,
They do.
that's not
Single
nice.
rider line is explicitly stated to not have a guarantee to be faster than the standby line. I'm sorry. If you had a fast pass, it'd be very different.
But this is the thing. Don't tell your guest
Right.
that another guest has priority. That's just like it's Disneyland.
Well, he has
Everybody
priority, but he
has
paid for that priority.
What?
But he paid for the priority.
That's not cool.
But
Wait,
it is
they didn't.
cool.
No
Don't
one paid for
turn into
anything.
You just said
Universal.
you could pay for
No,
a pass.
this isn't Max Pass. She's talking about
Okay.
she got in the single
No, I
rider
know.
line.
I know,
Oh.
but going back, don't turn into Universal Studios. I hate that they're just like pay an extra $100,
Yeah.
and then you can actually have time to ride all
You're
the
saying
rides.
that you hate capitalism, so you hate America?
I don't want to
listen
get
him.
into politics. Leo.
Anyway, I hope it's not true.
Equal opportunity.
I hope it's not true because it would just be rough. Why? What do you want to say, Renee?
I really hope we have time to talk about Spider-Man.
Oh my God.
We will.
There's
we
more
will.
stuff.
We
Okay,
will.
let's go to, because the rest of the stuff is cool.
Cool.
No, that's.
Well, there's
no,
also
that's a hot-
this
that's a
is
hot topic.
interesting. They did this. They tried to do this with Pandora, and it didn't work. So I don't know that this will work. There's like this idea that when Star Wars Land opens, there'll be like no signage, because they want you to feel like you're just like walking into Star Wars, and so like it's not going to be like the stormtrooper ride this way, And they tried to do this with Pandora.
Is that smart though?
Right, they tried to do it with Pandora, and no one knew where anything was, so they had to add signs.
They need signs.
So who knows?
Signs that just like direct you around.
Explore
Yeah.
and find it.
It's not just signs like that, though. It's like corporate signage where it's like, it won't be like
This is
Coca-Cola.
for trash.
Right.
Oh.
The other thing that the Guardians photo was for is that there's rumor. Well, first of all, they've already talked about how Halloween parties at the Disneyland Resort are going to be moving to DCA.
Yes.
And so there's like all these ideas about which rides will have a Halloween overlay, and there are rumors that Guardians Breakout will already get a Halloween overlay, which is interesting because it's still very new.
That's kind of cool.
And also the irony of doing a Halloween overlay on a ride that used to be
Tower
like
of Terror.
like a Halloween themed ride.
What if that's
almost.
what they do for Halloween?
They're like, we're going back to Tower of Terror just for Halloween. Oh my God, people would lose their minds.
Or if they just, do you know what would be really funny, Disney? Just have the Guardian characters do the Tower video. Just give us that, because I think that would be funny.
the Tower video?
Yeah, do the Tower video, but it's the Guardians.
You can't though, because
characters.
then they got to pay for that again.
Yeah.
That's
Just
the whole point.
change the words slightly. Disney, you can handle it.
Too late.
I believe in
Too
you.
late. It's Disney. They don't play, man.
So 2 more rumors, both of them I love. The next one is that Paint the Night is going to come back to DCA.
Called it.
I've heard this rumor for like ever since it left.
Is that the fountain show?
No.
That's World of Color.
That's yeah. Put your hands up, 'cause the night is young.
It's the one that when
paint.
Is this one?
the light
That
thing.
one.
Oh,
You know,
electrical.
the old school
It's not the
electrical
electrical
parade came back. They took away Paint the Night, and Paint the Night is like
Did you
the
never see Paint the
21st
Night?
century version of.
Right.
Girl.
She never saw Paint the Night. Well, when would she have?
At night?
Okay. Anyway, so
It's mind blowing.
this has been a rumor for a while, but people were like, what are they going to do with the red trolley wires? Red trolley wires don't actually do anything.
No.
Easily removed. There they go.
Bye-bye.
The real issue.
As a matter of fact, they take them off and like hook them back up every time the trolley comes back out.
Why not Disneyland? I mean, it would definitely draw crowds over to DCA, which when Star Wars Land opens is a very valuable thing.
Needed.
Yeah, that's why not Disneyland. Well, who knows why not Disneyland?
What is? Oh, Disney California Adventure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's rumored to be coming to DCA. The bigger issue is that Festival of the Holiday with all the food carts would not be able to fit with the parade.
That makes sense.
But who knows if they'll just not do it, or if they'll move it, or if they'll change it. I don't know. But I just want Paint the Night back desperately.
But this is my question: are they just not getting rid of the electrical parade?
Thanks, Sarah.
Like why wouldn't it? Like, are they not going to have a night parade then at Disneyland? Is that like kind of the goal here? I'm confused.
Sorry, we're dealing with a troll in the chat.
They
right
would.
now.
I mean, Disneyland doesn't really need a night parade. Before Paint the Night, they didn't have one. You know, they had fireworks show only.
Oh, you're talking about World of Color. That's where
You know
were
what I
at.
mean?
I was with you.
Because
That's
Disneyland
the fountain
has
show.
Disneyland.
Got it.
Well, first of all, Disneyland next week will have Main Street Electrical Parade, fireworks, and Phantasmic. And so if they get rid of Main Street Electrical Parade in August, they still have fireworks and Phantasmic, and then DCA will have World of Color and Paint the Night, and it'll very evenly split the crowds.
Yeah, and I mean that's going to be absolutely necessary.
Right, as Ian is saying, Disneyland would be gridlock for hours with paint, Phantasmic, and fireworks.
Can you imagine?
Ugh,
Lord.
that would be the worst.
Yeah,
I can't even
so
imagine Star Wars Land opening right now. Like it hurts me physically to think about it because I know
It's gonna be terrible.
how terrible it's going to be.
I'm so lit for Paint the Night. I can't wait for it to be back. I love Paint the Night so much.
It is really
just
good.
miss
We would
it.
go just to watch Paint the Night. It's like insane how good that show is.
I don't like the parade
I
at
hate
Disneyland.
parades.
I hate them. I think they just causes traffic and terrible things.
Yeah.
And Paint the Night started the first time I went to Disneyland, and I was just like,
It's
like, you
it's
can't
that good.
stop-
It's
you
like
can't look
It's
away.
a true show.
When it's
really good.
back,
Beautiful.
we're all gonna go.
Heck yeah, we're all gonna go. We're gonna go because I want to know. When will I see it again?
Can you show me? I hope Main Street Electrical Parade dies at Disneyland where it was born.
Strong feelings.
well,
Yikes.
can we talk about Spider-Man now?
No, one more thing.
Oh.
This is another rumor I've heard for a long time. Tron Light Cycle Coaster potentially coming to Walt Disney World, replacing the Tomorrowland Speedway.
Can I get a yes?
Which
Yes!
is yes, which is like Disney World's version of Autopia. So, like, think about Autopia getting replaced with a super wonderful...
No, that's part of Disney history. Walt would not have wanted that.
Guys, the Tron Coaster is so good.
No, it's not as good as Autopia.
Each and every
I want to drive at 3 miles an hour, not experience a thrill ride in a futuristic digital universe where I have more fun than I've ever had in my... No, put me in that slow car that I'm actually not even driving. I prefer that, actually, just because of legacy.
It's not even
I don't like fun. I like history.
You know, and it's not even like real go-karts. Like, come on.
They don't even go.
They don't even go.
Carts.
They don't even go. I want Tron. I want that Tron ride because there's no way I'm going to go overseas to ride it. So
Yeah,
bring
no,
it here,
I think
please.
that's...
Thank you.
not only is that a cool move, it's a smart move for sure.
It's so good. I just... That...
Sarah
great.
can't stop.
I just like so many
Never stop
good
stopping.
things.
Never stopping.
God, I would love the Tron Coaster to be here.
Dude, I would go to Orlando more.
Yeah, I'd go there just for that.
Oh, it's only going to be in Orlando?
Yeah, it's definitely
But what
not
about the
coming to
fumes
Disneyland.
from the gas, you guys? Aren't you going to miss that? Aren't you going to miss intoxicating
What,
your
you
lungs?
can't just go to Florida? Too far still? Keaton thought it was coming to Disneyland. Where would it go, literally?
Isn't there like a car ride like that in Tomorrowland at Disneyland?
Yeah, that's why I said the
Autopia.
Tomorrowland Speedway is Disney World's version of Autopia.
Yeah. Then let's replace Autopia with the Tron ride.
Our Autopia.
Oh, you want to get it here.
Our Autopia is not as big as Disney World's.
Right.
It
We
wouldn't fit.
still don't need it.
What
so
would you... Okay,
wouldn't fit.
here's my thing. Take out the subs. Take out Autopia. I don't care if that's open day stuff. Like, take it out. Put something dope in there. Because I don't go on either one of those rides. They take up unnecessary amounts
Both
of
of them
space.
extremely low capacity.
Low
per hour.
capacity, slow lines. They're not even visually interesting anymore. As a matter of fact, I get sick on the sub, and I feel like a lot of people do. You know how many people throw up in that submarine? It smells like artificial air freshener all day long.
I've never been on the sub.
Yeah,
Where
well,
is
don't
it?
go if you
Where
have
is it?
claustrophobia.
It's where the lagoon is.
It's the lagoon. You know the
I do
giant
have
lagoon?
You go in the lagoon.
What?
You know,
Next to the
okay, you know
Matterhorn?
Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
And you know, then it's like Tomorrowland's here, and then the Matterhorn's here, and there's that giant water area, and there's submarines going around there.
Oh my god.
You don't know. It's one of the train stops.
Okay.
You've never
I've-
seen the
I've never-
huge body of water in the middle of Disneyland that's
I
not
have
Rivers
seen
of
it.
America?
Yeah, no, I have seen that, but I've never like
Oh,
explored.
it's a submarine ride.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
it's weird.
Holy crap.
It's like it's like OG. It's old.
Yeah, it used to be 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
And then it was something else, wasn't it? And then it was
What?
now
It
it's
was
Finding
submarines.
Nemo.
Nemo.
Look, I mean, I get it.
Look, Nemo.
I love traditional Disney. I love all that history, but it doesn't mean we can't preserve that, because it doesn't mean that like we have to erase it from the history books.
Right.
It just means let's put a ride in there that people and keep something from the ride on there, so people be
If
like,
they got rid of Autopia at Disneyland, people would lose their minds.
yeah, what?
I
The same
wouldn't.
people that don't even go on the ride would lose their minds.
Right.
We should do one of those things. How many times have you ridden Autopia in your life? And then
Check
when they take it
mark.
out, we'll be like, you can't complain. You have to go on it 300 times. That's the official complaint. I don't know if
No,
that's
people are gonna lie. People
true,
are gonna
but-
lie just to like be stupid.
Yeah. It's funny because I feel like we like to protect the idea of old Disney, but we also like the encouragement of Disney being innovative. Like how can you like deny them change when change is literally at the core, at the very fiber of who they are?
I would love them to turn the submarine ride into an Atlantis ride.
Nah, get
I
rid of
love
it.
Atlantis.
Me too, but I don't want it to be the
Such
submarine
an
ride.
underrated movie.
Create a new ride around Atlantis. Make it a
Right.
coaster, an indoor coaster that feels like you're in underwater and you're dodging the Leviathan. That would be 1,000 times cooler than getting that cramped submarine that moves at 2 miles an hour, looking at TV screens behind coral. Like, that's not that cool to me anymore. That's not innovative. That's not the future. If anything, it's just sort of awkward.
Leo wants the future.
I want the future, and it's right next to Tomorrowland. It makes sense. God, sorry.
Spider-Man?
I'm super salty today.
Anyway,
Sorry.
I can't wait for all this to be announced officially at D23.
We're gonna find out a lot this weekend.
And now we can talk about Spider-Man.
Yay! Go, Renee, go!
Okay, guys, it was such a great movie. It was so funny. It really stressed me out. Actually, I got like really bad anxiety during it because it was so good. I love the part when he says, "You're a criminal." If you know what I'm talking about, let me know, because that made me laugh really hard. I thought it was so well done. I love all the Spider-Man movies, but this one has to be my favorite so far. I thought all of the actors were great. I thought Zendaya was incredible. She was so funny, and she's obviously Mary Jane. I'm so excited to see what happens in the future
name's
with her
Michelle.
Oh
character.
yeah, by the way, spoiler alert.
No,
says-
she's.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Sorry.
spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert!
But anyways, it's really, really good, and I really liked it. It was my fault. And it's really, really fun, and everyone should go see it because it definitely lives up to the hype that they were trying to create for it.
Thanks for watching Disney Movie News, guys. I think it was a good movie. Sarah had a lot of interesting thoughts on it as well. I think it's the best Spider-Man movie, and
Interesting thoughts?
I think it's the most
love
accurate portrayal of Spider-Man. She didn't love it; she just liked it.
That's fine.
I thought it was really good. I don't think it was like the best Marvel movie. It certainly is the best Spider-Man movie. It's certainly maybe in the top
10.
Top 10. I don't. Well, there's like how many are there now? Like 20. I don't know if I would put it in the top 5, but it's close. It's
Yeah.
close. It's close. It's certainly up there. And Spider-Man is my favorite superhero in period. So, yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought they finally got the character right. I like his struggle with trying to be a big-time hero when he hasn't even been a small-time hero yet. I love that transition. I love that Spider-Man is sort of an Avenger because, like, in the comics, that's the story of his life. Like, he's only an Avenger for moments at a time. And I love Tom Holland. I thought he did such an amazing job. I think he is Peter Parker, young Peter Parker. He's ultimate Peter Parker in the truest fashion. Yeah, no, I thought and Michael Keaton crushed it, dude.
Killed it.
Killed
Didn't
it.
see that one coming.
Oh, well.
Oh my gosh,
Have you seen
I
the image
know.
where someone it's like a picture of Michael Keaton like this, and then above that is the Vulture, and above that is Birdman, and above that is Batman. It's so cool. It's so
He is
cool.
a bam.
Also,
Can I go?
I will say one thing. I'm so happy that they didn't do the whole thing vlog style. I was so concerned
No,
that's
but I
what
like
it was
the
going to be.
vloggy element.
But I love the vlog element.
I love the way they caught you up. Because you know that it takes place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but that it's its own thing, and so they like catch you up to events and what's happening in the world. So you don't need an origin story.
a
You're
fun
like,
way.
it's like previously on Spider-Man,
Pretty
and
much.
then the movie
Look at him
starts.
doing a video thing. Look at it.
So
I'm just
good. So
It
smart.
was so cute.
And it was a way to bring Spider-Man into 2017. Like,
Yep.
that's how Spider-Man would be now. I also particularly loved him trying to navigate the suburban environment, because that's something I've always thought of. It's like, man, I couldn't really be Spider-Man living out here because there's no tall buildings. And they showed what that would be like by referencing Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which was genius because it is a teen movie. So, yeah.
I loved seeing Spider-Man in a different city, aka Washington, D.C. It was really, really cool to see him kind of in that world. Zendaya, even though I thought she was good, I agree with somebody said in the chat, she was completely useless in the film. Like, this is
Well,
the
it was
thing.
a setup
They
for her.
hyped it up so much that she was this huge lead, and she was barely in it.
I don't-
Renee.
I don't
was
think
just
she was ever
barely
hyped
in
as
it.
a
Yeah, I
lead.
know she's gonna be in it in the future, but it was just like weird to me that they like used her as such a marketing tool, and then it was
But
like,
see, I don't
wait,
think so.
where is she?
I don't think they use her as a marketing tool. I think it ended up becoming marketing because of the rumors that it was starting that MJ was going to be black. I don't think that Marvel ever put Zendaya in the forefront of marketing at all. I think it just happened that way because
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the way that they like had her in the movie but barely had her in the movie, like you already love her. She's funny. You're invested in
You
her as a
wanna know what
character.
she's all about.
You want to know everything, but we barely. We
You
just got a
guys,
taste.
The best character in the whole movie was Peter Parker's best friend, the guy in the chair behind the computer. I can't remember his name.
Ned.
But
The guy in the chair.
Ned, the guy in the chair was amazing, and I loved him, and I also loved Karen. Is that the name of the suit? Was it Karen?
Oh, yeah,
Karen.
which is weird to me.
Those were so fun. Those scenes, and it is by far my favorite Spider-Man
Yeah.
movie. I think my expectations were a little too high for it though, because like even though I really enjoyed it, it was another Marvel movie, and it didn't completely blow me away, but it is one of my favorite. It still hasn't beaten Guardians 1 for like surprising me and being kind of this unique kind of movie.
Guardians was
in
a
itself.
left hook out of nowhere,
but
dude.
it was really, really great. It's probably in my top 3 of Marvel movies.
See, my number 1 is Winter Soldier because I felt like that movie had a lot of
Winter
depth.
Soldier is one of the best.
Winter Soldier is the best
Marvel
Marvel
movies.
movie in my opinion.
know.
By the way, someone in the chat saying I don't think he deserves all the negativity. I saw you comment.
I have, like, one negative
What are you
thing.
talking about? Like
He's
I've heard nothing. but good
universally
things.
beloved.
Yeah, he's being.
In fact,
praised
I got
for
a
his
little
portrayal.
annoyed because I got annoyed, but like not at Tom Holland. I like saw a picture of him online wearing like pink pajama pants, and everyone was like, "Oh, my sweet prince, I'll defend him forever." And I'm just like, if a female celebrity just like walked around in pink pajama pants, people would not be like so enamored with that behavior, and it just felt
Wait,
a
wait,
little.
wait. What?
I was just annoyed for a second.
Okay,
Don't worry
all
about it. Yeah, no, I liked it. Didn't think it was like that great.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well,
I was like not super into him being like incompetent for most of the movie. I was like, but like that was the arc. I get it.
Yeah.
I didn't like replacing his motivation being his Uncle Ben to being him being an Avenger fanboy.
that was
That's
based. You
fair.
read that article, right?
Yeah,
That's-
I did read that article.
What happened to Uncle Ben?
He's
We
dead.
don't
We
know. I
know.
mean, he's dead, but like we don't know.
Here's the thing: we've heard the origin story 3 billion.
Right, we don't
So
need it again.
We don't need
many
it. We got it.
times.
And
Here,
it
here's,
felt slow to me. That was the only thing.
Yeah, well, it was
Yes.
slow. And this is the way I explained it. the way I feel. This is how I explained how I feel about the movie too, Sarah. Which, by the way, perfectly
I
reasonable
liked
argument.
it though. I don't want
know.
anyone to get mad at me. I liked it.
No, and you can, and even if you didn't, you have every
Good.
right
I
not
won't
to.
tweet you meanly later.
And I respect that perspective. From my perspective, being a diehard Spider-Man fan, who like, and by the way, not just a diehard Spider-Man fan, diehard Ultimate Spider-Man fan, which this was heavily influenced by. This movie was as if you were reading 3 comics in a greater arc. So it's essentially like, let's say it's a Spider-Man story arc that is a 10-issue arc. This movie was issues 3, 4, and 5, and that's what I liked about it. It was like you're coming in the middle of a story. There's character development happening. There's struggle. The character's new at it. Ultimate Spider-Man, he struggled a lot to learn his powers. Everybody knew his identity, which clearly was a big point in this movie because the Vulture knows his identity, and Aunt May at the end discovers that identity. His friend knows his identity. He almost reveals it to the girl that he has a crush on. Like in Ultimate Spider-Man, he cannot keep the fact that he is Peter Parker a secret to everyone. Like half the criminal. I mean, yeah, the fact that he's Spider-Man. So, like, I love that it was him figuring out how to be He was getting the suit for the first time. This is him being the Spider-Man that will grow into the superhero that we all know and love. And I liked that it was slow. I enjoyed that because that's what I liked about the comic books. I feel like they have heavily referenced
I think
it.
one of the weakest things, though, besides Zendaya, which I know she's going to be, because I love Zendaya. Like, I absolutely adore her.
Great.
And I can't wait to see her be in the movie more, the next movie. But unfortunately, I felt like his bully in school was super weak.
So here's the deal with that.
Like, I was like, why?
No. I'll explain it to you. So
Please.
Flash Thompson normally is he's the jock of the school. He's the quarterback, the star quarterback, star of the school. Peter Parker's brilliant. Like he's genius level intellect. So they had him go to a high school that was for smart kids. Like it's a technically gifted school. So Flash Thompson couldn't be a jock, like overbearing, like because he wouldn't be a dummy. He wouldn't be going to that school. So they made him a psychological bully instead. And he teases Peter by making him feel bad, by pointing out his flaws to everyone else. And he's a bully, a 2017 bully, instead of like the 1960s jock with a Letterman who punches you and gives you a wedgie. And I didn't get that at first, but then I was thinking about it. I'm like, that makes sense. But I still think he was kind of a noodle, and I didn't really
it was
dig
poorly executed. I think that's
Yeah.
I agree, and I really like
It
that
makes
defense.
sense, right?
It makes
Yeah.
so much sense, but I think it was a poorly executed character, unfortunately, and that was a real bummer because I know like that foil that Peter faces in high school
is supposed to represent the opposite.
So I was bummed.
But I like that it's supposed to he can match Peter Parker and like break him down because Peter Parker is a psychological character. But I think that in the chat the Disney the _Disney _lady says it best. He a little nerd.
Yeah.
He a little nerd.
He a little nerd.
Sorry guys, I went deep. I got harsh.
I liked it.
I went in.
Yeah, no, we all like.
I agree with all your perspectives.
We
by the
all
way.
liked it, but we just kind of got to give you a little deep view of what's going on in our heads when we saw it.
I have nothing bad to say. I loved
I
it.
love that you loved it. Like
Yeah.
that means so much to me.
I'm
And I
not
love that you picked it apart.
I'm not like
thanks.
I've never read any of the comics, but I will say it was so refreshing to see a new take on the story.
If you love it and you didn't read the comics, that's a good movie. You shouldn't
I
have to
agree.
like the
I
comics to
agree.
like the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I just loved it. I could go on and on. I'll say it again. It was really good.
I want to see it again too. yeah.
Oh, I want to play Mary Screwkill with the 3 Spider-Mans now.
Oh yeah, okay. Slow down. All
We'll
right.
do it off air.
Toby
I just thought about that.
Maguire
Dead.
was 1960s Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield was trying to be Ultimate Spider-Man, but he couldn't quite nail. He was a good Spider-Man, but he wasn't a good.
Mary
Tom
Tom
Holland.
Holland.
Yeah, Mary Tom Holland.
You marry
Marry
Tom
Tom Holland,
Holland,
you bang Andrew Garfield.
You kill Tobey Maguire.
Easy decision.
No.
Okay,
What?
fine.
I would marry
you're wrong.
Andrew. Big time.
You would marry who?
Andrew.
Okay, that's
I
fair.
love Andrew.
That's okay.
Well, I love.
It's already.
I love him except for the weird comments about being gay recently that he's been making.
True, but that's a different show.
Oh, by the way, someone in the chat was pointing out the Iron Spider suit. Although I do think it was alluding to that, the design was actually closer to
Oh my god.
what's not Ultimate Spider. Oh my god, Ultra Spider. I don't know. It was the one on Disney DX or whatever. XD.
Also, really bummed. Donald.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Donald was like barely
in it.
Yeah, but
Like,
his
it's such a
line,
big deal about him being in it.
yeah, but his line alluded to Miles Morales, which is who everyone wanted him to play, which is important. There's a lot of moments in there that are throws to other things. Like for example, when she goes, "Should I initiate combat mode?" and he goes, "Yeah," and then his eyes get all black with red, and it says like we'll kill mode or whatever.
Kill mode.
That was like a cool little nod to the spectacular Spider-Man, the sinister Spider-Man when Dr. Octopus takes over Peter Parker's body and changes his suit to look like that. It's black with red, and I thought that, and he kills people. He doesn't give a crap anymore. He's like Peter Parker's wasting his power. So I thought that was a really cool nod. Anyway.
All right.
Also, did you see the nod to the upside down kiss?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We
We're
are
done.
going over, so that's all the
It was
news
a fun
that
show.
we have.
Sorry. Into it.
Next week will be crazy, so tune in for that. And thank you, as always, for watching Disney Movie News. You can follow Popcorn Talk at the Popcorn Talk on Twitter and Popcorn Talk Network on YouTube. And I'm Sarah Sterling _ on Twitter.
And you guys can follow me all over the interwebs at Keetin Marchi. I will not be here next week because I will be heading to Comic-Con, but I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
GG, I'm Leo Camacho. You can follow me at Mr. Leo Zombie, and I'll be at D23 and Comic-Con next weekend at the Nintendo booth all day, so come say hi.
I won't be. But quick little thing, guys. You should look up the recent interview that Hillary Duff did all about drawing the mouse ears from OG Disney days. I think they still do it, but check it out because it's really funny and it will give you a walk through your childhood. But in the meantime, you can follow me at Renee Ariel on Instagram and Twitter.
See you guys.
Later.
Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.